Welcome to another episode. I'm Fon, the founder of Biocircuit Laboratories, and today I'll be talking about this research paper that has my attention, the Nagoya Protocol on access to genetic resources and the fair and equitable sharing of benefits arising from their utilization. So I came across this paper through African Bioethics Network, where I moderated a session and Dr. Patience Chatukuta presented this paper. So let's get into the paper. What is the Nagoya Protocol? So this paper was created, I think, in Nagoya, in Japan, in 2010, or it came into effect like 6 years after a lot of talk and all that. So basically, it's about preserving biological diversity. Let me actually check my notes because I wrote down some notes. There are three main goals that the paper covers: conservation of biodiversity, sustainable use of biodiversity, and fair and equitable sharing of benefits from genetic resources. So we are recognizing that biodiversity is important. We're learning from biodiversity, and whatever we learn is being returned back to the original community that this knowledge was gotten from. So these are notes. And we could see the objectives here. The objective of this protocol is fair and equitable sharing of benefits arising from the utilization of genetic resources, including by appropriate access to genetic resources and by appropriate transfer of relevant technologies, taking into account all rights over those resources and to technologies by appropriate funding, thereby contributing to the conservation of biological diversity and sustainable use of its components. What I really like about this is that there are monetary and non-monetary benefits. So apart from like the monetary benefits that you give to the community, also the training of the people in the community, the transfer of technology, just the knowledge sharing process also benefits the community that this knowledge has been gotten from. So other key points that it showed, the scope. So the genetic resources, like we're talking about like plants and I would say non-human entities. Or yeah, so those things, when you find them in a certain community, like the community owns the knowledge to those things. The community owns the rights to either give you that knowledge or not give you that knowledge. The community also owns the rights as to how you can use that knowledge. So we're not just coming and taking things because like they are there. You actually have to respect the environment that that thing grew from. And if you even look at it like from the point of like the world as an ecosystem, we're all living in unity with one another. Like us living benefits the plants living also benefits us. So there's no point in acting like we're like the head and all and we can take everything. It's going to affect us at the end of the day. So yeah, fair and equitable benefits sharing. So um each party shall take legislative, administrative, or policy measures as appropriate with the aim of ensuring that benefits arising from the utilization of genetic resources that are held by indigenous and local communities in accordance with domestic legislation regarding the established rights of these indigenous and local communities over these genetic resources are shared in a fair and equitable way with the communities concerned based on mutually agreed terms. So like the both parties have to agree that okay, this is what we're going to do, right? Yeah, so there are also some special considerations like creating conditions to promote and encourage research, which contributes to the conservation and sustainable use of biological diversity, particularly in developing countries, through simplified measures on access for non-commercial research purposes. So, like they could we're just trying to boost education and like growth of the human race. So these are extra cases that you could also look at. Then I also saw this interesting part, transboundary cooperation. So in instances where the same genetic materials are found within the territory of more than one party, these parties shall endeavor to cooperate as appropriate with the involvement of indigenous and local communities concerned, right? So like we're talking about collaboration, like not one person owns everything. We have to like living is a collaborative effort, if you ask me. Right? Because yeah. And then there are also special cases like COVID, where the community that has those things should be attended to first and should be focused on first. Yeah, so this is actually a very interesting paper, especially if you're in biotechnology or you're writing research in biotechnology or you're interested in stuff like that. So you understand how to move as regards building a research, getting materials for your research, or commercializing intellectual work from your research. So yeah, hey, like I'm very happy I came across this paper, and thank you to African Bioethics Network for giving me access to this level of knowledge. Thank you guys so much and see you.